Hello friends! Today we're going to learn about a new website called Epic. Some of you may have used it in second grade. This will be one of two apps that we'll use for reading books, and it's one of my favorites. Also, I want to learn a little bit about you. I want to know what kind of books do you like to read. So, I love superheroes. If it has a superhero in it, I like to read it. Maybe you like picture books. Maybe you like reading about fantasy, like mermaids. I love reading about science fiction and robots and stuff like that. I also really love reading chapter books. Ninja Librarians is a series about librarians that are also ninjas. Another science fiction book. I love reading about superheroes. I read comic books. Maybe you like reading informational books, also called nonfiction, like about animals and real things in the world. And that can be a picture book as well. Superheroes. This is a picture book. It's also realistic fiction. So it's fiction. It's a made-up story about a Hmong girl. But it's realistic. This could actually happen in the real world. In fact, when Kao Kalia Yang came to our school last year, she explained that it is autobiographical. A lot of this did really happen. And maybe you like fairy tales or stories of like knights and kings and queens and princesses. Maybe you like scary stories. I don't, but maybe you do. So what I want you to think about today, as you are choosing books to read, is what do you like to read about? Now let's dive into Epic. So the first step is you'll have to download the app. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, you'll have to swipe down with your finger, type in self-service. There it is. You'll have to type in the words Epic, E-P-I-C, and then it will show up as Epic Unlimited Books for Kids. Once you've downloaded the app, it looks like this blue square in the lower right corner, Epic. You click on that, and then you're going to find your name. Your password will be the first 4 digits of your student number, not all 7, but just the first 4. So I'm going to log in as Riri Williams. Riri Williams is the real name of Iron Man in the comic book. And I'm going to log in. And the first thing you should do is think about what you want to read. So if you look in the middle, it says different topics you can search for. You could search for books about pets, sports, fantasy, magic, mystery, arts and crafts, science, adventure. If I scroll up, I could read about any of these things. So maybe just look at the pictures and think, what do I really want to learn about? Maybe I want to learn about music. And then there's different kinds of books. Here are all of the books. You will have access to videos for now. Later I'll probably disable that. And you can watch videos as well. But I'm really interested in you reading books or read to me books. Now a read to me book is where the text is read to you. Oh, I want to learn about Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's one of my heroes.
Lin-Manuel. This is Lin-Manuel. He is famous. Why? He writes musicals. He is in them, too. One is about his life.
So if I don't want it read to me, I can pause the audio and video like that because I'd rather read the words myself. Lin-Manuel is one of my favorite heroes because he did a musical called Hamilton. He also did one called In the Heights. So he writes musicals. He also raps. He's a really cool guy. If you want to learn about him, you can do that. But here are books all about either music or dance or musicians or other famous people. And you can kind of scroll through and think, do I want to read any of these? Maybe you're more interested in sports. I'm going to see if there's anything about NBA basketball. Ooh, I know a lot of these people. Maybe I want to read about LeBron James. So I can scroll through, I can look through a lot of stuff. One of the other things I want you to do, so a good place to start is in Explore. In the bottom left corner, I click on that, and then it shows like a couple different things. These are like advertisements. It's kind of like walking into a bookstore or a library. In addition to read to me books, there's something called an audiobook. An audiobook means there's no pictures, there's no words, you just listen.
Golly. Bye.
For today and for now, I want you to choose either read to me or a book. Please do not choose audiobooks for now, because I really want to focus on you looking at books. You can also type in a search. Maybe you really want a scary book about monsters. I'm just going to type in scary and see what comes up. Ooh, maybe you're interested in some of those books. The other thing you can do is you can go to Mailbox and you'll see books that I sent to you. Mailbox means you've gotten books from the teacher, and these are books that Teacher Peter chose for you. I've sent some books to everyone, and I've sent some books to just some people. If you want recommendations of what to read, you can ask me, and I'll tell you. Octopus Stew is one of my favorite books that I found on Epic. It says, what do you do when an octopus captures grandma? Put on your superhero cape and rescue her. You can read the book to find out. The other thing you can do is you can click the heart in the upper left corner. And once I heart something, it's my favorite, and it makes it easier for me to find again. And so one of the things I can do, I'm going to close my book for a moment, is I can go to my library. And usually here under hearts, you'll find books that you've favorited that you want to read again. For some reason, that's not working for me today, but that's another place to look. And then also in your profile, you can see your reading log. So it says that I've looked at 4 books this week, or 2 books this week. Now, did I read for a really long time? No. It says I only read for 28 seconds and 50 seconds. I didn't really read. I just was kind of browsing. So I want you to pay attention to that, because I see this data as well. And if I see that you didn't spend more than 5 minutes on a book, I don't really think you read. You should read for at least 20 minutes a day. In fact, really, you should read for an hour or 2 every day. And that can be on Epic or Raz Kids or books you have at home. For today, my goal for you is to read a whole book and then tell me about it. So that's the basic controls. If you have trouble logging in or your password isn't working, please leave me a message. Otherwise, that's it for now. Thank you for listening.